yards away. So
in base housing, y'all stayed in base housing?
on base housing in White Sands. Yep. So I was like, wow. And it was fine. It was a straight shot.
Yeah.
You pull off a White Sands missile range, get on Highway 70, and the speed limit was 70. So we ended up living on White Sands Missile Range, and I had a 45-minute drive to work every day. And she was I think you could see her building from our front doorstep, a couple hundred yards away. So
in base housing, y'all stayed in base housing?
on base housing in White Sands. Yep. So I was like, wow. And it was fine. It was a straight shot. You pull off a White Sands Missile Range, get on Highway 70, and the speed limit was 70.
Okay.
And nobody was doing 70. They were probably doing 80, 90. But did that with the F-117 unit there. Just starting out, probably was there about a month and a half. Something terrible happened. I received a motorcycle for Christmas, Suzuki GSXR 1000.
Mm-hmm.
They have these mountains that lead to Las Cruces. They're called the Oregon Mountains. And a couple of buddies and myself, we were out riding around, going through those mountains, and came across some gravel on the street, going into a curve. I lost control, ended up on the ground, ended up going into stress. Yeah. Either way, I was in the ambulance at first. Then they had to call for a helo to come get me.
Okay.
Air medevac, 5 days intensive care, 10 days rehab hospital, 40 days convalescent. 3rd-degree concussion, hip fracture, and that was it. But the doctor told me, he said, hey, you would not be here today if you were not wearing your helmet.
Yeah.
Of course, and leaving White Sands, of course, you got to I had the long sleeve pants on, long sleeve shirt, helmet, gloves, over the ankle boots. I had all my safety gear on. That was the first thing they did was blood alcohol check on me. And I was good there. The Air Force had to do a line of duty determination. I was good there. I remember looking at it. The total bill, the helicopter ride was probably $12,000. And then the whole total bill was probably $40,000. TRICARE, took care of it, paid everything. Their portion of it, we'll pay this amount.
Yeah.
But that happened. I think we had been married 8-9 months.
Okay.
So,
that was early.
Yeah. My birthday my Christmas present was the motorcycle, and that happened. So went through that, recovered, slowly had to get back driving to work. I had vertigo. My vision was bad. That's where I wear glasses now. I have sciatic nerve problems in my leg, my right hip, back, knee. A lot of physical things happened. But only broke. The doctor even said, we think you knew what was about to happen and brace yourself for it. He said that because usually somebody's going to have broken legs, arms, multiple breaks. He said for you to only have your hip, it's like you braced yourself and got ready for it. And he said whatever happened. So I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. But so that happened. And so joint spouse for us with the Army, the wife was in the Army. It's 2 years and move. 2 years PCS. 2 years PCS. So we were there for 2 years, and we ended up going back to Langley, getting orders to Langley Air Force Base. Wife was at Fort Monroe, and I was at Langley. F-15s, different aircraft this time. So at that time, I had put on 2 more stripes. So I was a tech sergeant. I was assistant flight chief there in the 94th Aircraft Maintenance Unit, the SPADs, Hat in the Ring Gang. So the F-22 Raptor was coming around. Those that were going to remain on the base or in the units, had the security clearances updated to where they were working the Raptor. I was leaving in 6 months. I mean, the year goes by, and within 6 months, it's time for us to go again. So it was like, okay, Ramsey, you go stay with the F-15 units who don't require your security clearance to be changed, and you'll go out and you'll do that for 6 more months, and then you'll go to your next duty station, which thank God was for the third time Shaw Air Force Base.
Okay.
Back in South Carolina. So out of my 24 years in the military, 12 were done at Shaw Air Force Base. Three different tours. First one was for a year. Second one was for 4.5 years. And the third time we were there for 6 years. Had three different jobs: assistant flight chief, made a stripe, flight chief, needed a production superintendent, moved over there. And so that was my wife. She was the Fort Jackson 20, I think it's 23 Delta is illegal, the JAG school. She was the schoolhouse JAG school captain. And she did that. And we had our first kid. Kennedy came around November. She was supposed to be a Christmas baby, but she was born a month early. That was crazy. Born there in Columbia. And wife, I think my wife was promoted to major then. And so she was a prosecutor for 2 years.
Okay.
And a defense counsel for 2 years. So she did that. She had 3 different jobs. I had 3 different jobs, but that allowed us to stay in the area for more than 2 years. As long as we changed jobs every 2 years, it was okay. So that happened. I think 2008-9, deployed to Bagram, Afghanistan. Flight chief there, did that for 5-6 months. That was different. RPGs, living in a wooden bee hut. 8 of us in a wooden, probably 4 or 5x7, small.
I know that had to be tough being Air Force, because those type of living conditions.
I know
it's not with the Air Force.
Well, that was I was in the post office one day, and this young fella came down. He was in the post office. He was uniform, dirty, ragged out, and we just started talking. He was probably 18, 19 years of age. Okay. And he was up in one of the fobs.